Okay, good afternoon all. Hope everyone is well. Karina, good morning to you. S, how you doing? Onus, good morning to you. Speedy, how you doing, buddy? Okay, so interesting. We got some really strong downward movement. I took a trade on one of my accounts, an absolute beauty. That's kind of about as good as a triple test takes. And when you do get a decent triple test, you can see how well prices react to them. So that was my newest account. I did say I wasn't going to trade these separately, but I was trading them in the evening the night before. But as this was kind of an hour before the markets kind of open, I liked it and I thought it was worth taking on that one. Ben, how you doing, bud? So I really like that, and look how that worked. Absolutely beautiful, straight down. Even if you'd have followed every bar on the way down there, you'd have got over 20 points. I mean, that was an absolute beauty. Look, it was almost 30 points just in that first push before we had that pullback, and then down some more. So just goes to show, whenever you get these really solid setups, they really do go. So let's see how we get on today anyway. So I'm waiting on a couple of payments to approve. I've got a $1,750 and a $1,600, which will take me to over 7,000, which will beat my best month yet. And I think there's a possibility of another 1,000, another 1,500 on the way, hopefully over the next few days. So thanks, Speedy. I appreciate that. So yeah, things are going well at the moment. So market is open, so it does look like we've got maybe a bit of a spike in channel there. Now I can't trade for the first couple of minutes, so we'll have to see. But this is starting to look like quite a strong trend. How you doing, John? Thanks, mate. I appreciate it. So yeah, it's working nice at the moment, so I'm just playing the game like I should. When you do that, things seem to work out, so long may it last. In fact, I was having a whiskey on the stream yesterday. I'll show you. I had a message from Marco, a picture from Marco, and I noticed, he won't mind me sharing this, I noticed something on the back of his chart, a picture on the back of his wall. I love Facebook. They just pop out. That was my daughter on her first birthday. Where was it? Let's have a look. There, you won't mind me sharing this. He was having I just like that on the back of his wall. For those who have learned how to be consistent, it's not the easiest to read, or have broken through what I call the threshold of consistency. The money is not only with their grasp, they can virtually take it at will. I'm sure that something will find this statement shocking or difficult to believe, but it's true. Mark Douglas. I like that. I might print that out and it says it all, that really, doesn't it? I really like that. So 5 seconds and I can trade. Let me just get a trade ready just to. Okay,
Order
1,
submitted.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. What am I missing? Oh, 18. I'm not going to take any more on that. And the 2 I've got waiting. Brandon, how you doing, buddy? So,
Order canceled.
Yeah. Let's have a look at this. Would you consider this a leg and a leg? I probably would, actually. Yeah, a leg and a push down. So if we can get a lower high here, I would probably take that, whether we will or not. But this thing is looking super bearish at the moment. So if we can get a good setup, a second entry short here. I may have a go at that. So we've got a channel down with a break. So second entry short or something, but that doesn't look like a big channel to me. We've got a channel with a break and a new high, an immediate push below the EMA. Do you know something? I'll tell you what I have just noticed. This to me may be ranging. It's very possible. It may be a little bit early, but I just put that there just to see if we get reaction here. Also, it might be worth checking whether there's any type of a larger channel down. There may well be. This thing looks very bearish to me, which may mean there is a larger channel. It's certainly possible. It's a little bit early to 100% rely on it, but I wouldn't be surprised if this continues down. Then I might draw that. Okay, yes, someone else, Archer's just done that as well, and Thomas Wade has, so that's interesting. So we are testing that line here. You've got to be a bit careful though, because there are no guarantees, so I wouldn't automatically want to sell it unless I got a really good signal bar. Now there is a lower high there. I think I'd have to look for the failure on this one, to be honest with you. I don't want to just jump in there. That is a pretty good reaction. See if we can get a failure. Trouble is, we've got to move up. We could have 2 attempts to go lower and it could push up higher. I don't think it will. My guess is it's going to come down. We may not even get a failure. It may just come down. There's a lower high. There is a failure on my other chart.
Order submitted.
I'm going to take it. It's a bit big a risk, so I'm not going to get in for a huge amount. Okay, so we out, are we? Yeah, we are. What do we got on there? $100 odd. Yeah, okay. I'll just let me just disconnect and connect. I got on a little bit late there, to be honest with you, but to me it was worth it. It would have gone for the full points. I'll show you the trade. So that's got me 2.5 points, just under 2 points, something like that. Okay, just quickly, I'll show the trade I took. I think there is a bigger channel down there. It's probably going to go lower, but because I got in a little late, I decided to not get too greedy there and just get out. Why is this taking so long? Come on, speed up. Speed up, boy. Come on. I'm not sure why my system seems a bit slow in rebooting this. Everything's closed anyway. Come on. Why are you frozen? Okay. May consider that a triple test, but it's so bloody big. Still froze on this other one. It's still loading. That was the lower high there anyway. What I like is there was a second entry long. That's a bit better. There was a second... Where was it? What the hell's happened? The chart looks completely different. Let me just... Bars are completely different. How weird is that? It was a lower high. Yeah, it is. Let me just reload this. There was a lower high here. There was a second entry long and it triggered and started to come down. There is a lower high there, but it's right in that middle, and that makes me nervous. There's always a possibility we could have 2 attempts to push lower and it could go up, so I'm just going to sit tight there. There we go. That's much better. So what I liked is we had a second entry long, or you may consider it a failed breakout, which triggered and started to move down. I took it on, well, I got in a little bit late there. In fact, quite a bit late. So I got in, say, there. So 2 ticks lower than I should. So the risk was 5 points there, which was a little large. But I just wanted to get out there, which is kind of, well, a little bit below that. I mean, it did work. It would have worked for 3 points. There's 3 points. So comfortably would have worked. But, you know, sometimes when you're getting a bit late, you think, oh, I'm a bit cheeky here. But it did work. But I like the setup, to be honest with you. You know, with this move down there, there looks something bigger there. But the fact that that bar triggered, that's coming down there to stop that out. So I would have say leg and a leg. So that's what I would be thinking, and I'd expect that to get stopped out there, possibly that, which it did. So I thought that was worth taking. It was a couple of extra ticks more than I'd have liked, but it happens. So what did I get out of it point wise? 58.75. So 1.2. 2.2, 2.5 points, is that right? 61, 58, 59. So 1 1/4, 2 1/4, 2.5. What's wrong with my maths today? So that was worth taking. So I'm going to call that a failed second entry long. Put that down for 2.5 points. Excellent. I really like that. It was a shifty little trade there. I'm looking at longs there. The thing is, with this move up, there's going to be traders looking to go long there. And as we push above the EMA, fail break out of this. But for me, this thing is way more bearish. It's not the time to go long. So I thought that was worth trading there. So because I got in a little bit late, which is why I decided to just not be a bit too cheeky. So let's see what happens here. We didn't get down the bottom. We had 2 legs down. We got 2 legs up. 1 minute, and I got my long trade ready. Good on you, mate. You're done. You've got the best job of all of us, you have. So there is a second entry short there. My only concern here is we didn't get down to the bottom of this. Now, if there is a larger channel down, we've just broken out of it. So whether this is a channel or not, I'm not so sure at the moment. So I'm going to treat this as a range. Touch, 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 and we're up here again. So I think this at the moment is more like a range. Yeah, see, Thomas Wade's got this as a small break. With such a big move down, it's not going to bounce here and then come straight down. If it does that, it's more likely in a range. So that's what I love about trading multiple accounts. I did that one trade earlier. That got me 600 and a little bit on the others. And bearing in mind, there's 2 I didn't trade. And that's just made me all but more or less $2,700 just in really one little trade for a small amount. That's the beauty of having multiple accounts. It just makes that job so much easier to build those accounts. So that's put my account up to just shy of another $400. I'll be into the 40,000s profit in there. Obviously, that doesn't include the monies that I've been paid that have come out of it. So I just wish they'd I wish they'd clear this money a little bit quicker. They started doing it quick, and it's taken a couple of days at the moment. Trouble is, if you're waiting on a payment, and what you don't want to do is apply for a payment, lose a little bit on your account, and have your payment denied. Now, the better option would be is just to trade this over a month. If you got $5 profit, maybe just take a couple out. That way, you can keep trading. So, I said that's what I was going to do with March. But then I just decided to take a payment on a new account, and I can. The trouble is, when you are taking payments part the way through the month, you've got to keep track of how many days you've traded on one and how many days you've traded on the other. So I think the best option really is just to trade them all for a month, and then a week before the end, look at your accounts and just withdraw what you think. The bigger those accounts are, the less pressure you're under, really. So that's what I'm going to do at the end of this month for April's. I just, you want a few months of just getting some money in. So that's what I'm going to do. But fingers crossed, I should hit a total of $20,000 this month for the first 3 months. And that's really only on about 8 accounts. As I've got 20, I could certainly be doubling that. So the potential, my target for the year, if I could hit $100,000, I'll be over the moon, or even close to it. But, based on taking them out with the $20,000 I'll have withdrawn just in the first 3 months, that'll have been for only 8 or 9 accounts. So, with 20, the possibilities are there. So, I'm not in a rush to trade here at the moment. Now, what I will say is Thomas Wade has just put that up there, which I like. 2 legs. So we got a leg up with a correction and a leg up. So do I think this is going to come down? I'm not sure at the moment. I'm not sure, because depending on how you've got this drawn, it's hard to say. I mean, I had this channel, you'd expect to break in a new low, and we haven't got one yet, which tells me maybe there's something larger. But if we have got that, if that is a channel, which it may well be, to have that and come straight down generally doesn't happen much. Having said that, you could say there's a correction there, so maybe it will. But I'm not in a rush to go short here. Just at the moment, I'd rather just give this a bit of space. I'm going into the weekend nicely up for today, see, so what you don't want to do is give it back. What is that? Oh, I've got a circle on my chart. That's gone. So, rightly so, not getting involved in there. I haven't really got a setup anyway. In fact, there was a lower high on the 1,000 tick chart. But the trouble is, it's not far from the EMA, so you don't know how far this is going to come down, or whether it is going to come down, or whether it's going to bounce and push up. So this could be 2 legs and a move up. It's hard to say. As I say, if this is a channel, I expect more than that and that. In fact, I'd be inclined as to maybe think about somewhere on the lines of that. So that is a second entry long. Do I want to go long here? I don't want to trade here, to be honest with you. This could go up or it could come down. Hey Sam, how you doing, pal? Are you back trading? Okay, so the second entry long did work. Trouble is, because of this channel, good thanks, trading off stream, going to be going to take a couple of 2K payments this month. Good on you, mate. That always it's nice, isn't it, when you get that? Takes the sting out of the rest of it all, doesn't it? You know, mate, it does take time. You get there, you take some payments, you blow a few. You get there, take some payments, and you blow a few. That happens for a while. And then it's kind of, when you get your payments, you kind of relax and you're not kind of bothered. You know, you've got your money, that's the main thing. But then obviously, you know, once it's happened a few times, you've got to kind of think of longevity then, haven't you? But yeah, you will fall, and you'll fall a fair few times before you start to get that stability. Lovely. Ugh, dog spit. Before you start to get that stability. Trade a day does me now. Mate, I rarely take more than one trade. I've taken one trade today. I took one trade on one other single account, but I've taken one. Chances are I won't take another. In fact, first thing I thought when I did that is I might finish early today, especially on a Friday. You know, I mean, if I saw an absolute pearl, if I saw a trade like that now, I'd take it. But apart from that, it would have to be that good. Because there's nothing worse than giving back. I'd rather, it hurts me more to give money back than taking a loss, I think. So I think, yeah, I think one a day is not a bad way to go. Off the shot. Good on you, mate. And then as well, I say, have you got Guardian Angel Trader yet or not? Because I think that's good as well. That helped me. In fact, that got me away from blowing accounts and forced me to walk away. And when I did that for a period of time, my account started to grow. So it forced me into doing things the right way. And hey, presto, look at my accounts now. By the end of this month, I'll have had $20,000 in the first 3 months. I've never had anywhere close to that. I had $22,000 all last year. And a few of them were questionable. The monies I've earned so far this year have been from genuinely trading the way I should do. So, you know, that Guardian Angel Trader is forced me to get out of that habit. And it's kept me away from the bad stuff long enough to allow my accounts to grow. Then all of a sudden you get that kind of realism that, wow, this does work when you don't revenge trade. Mere fighting with the market. Yeah. It's hard to know what this thing's doing at the moment. But it does take time. But then the turning point for me really was Guardian Angel Trader, because that forced me to stop trading and forced me to walk away. There's nothing you can do. And when that happens, then, you know, nature takes its course and the accounts start to grow. And then you get that kind of that kind of aha moment. Why wasn't I doing this earlier? Which we've known what we're supposed to do, knowing what to do, and doing it are very different. We all know the right thing to do, don't we? But obviously when those emotions start kicking in, when things go wrong, we find it hard to deal with, and that's how things generally start to go south. Fighting with the markets. Women make better traders than men. It's a fact. Trouble is, men sometimes, well, most of us anyway, probably including me, we're a bit gung-ho, aren't we? We want to do it our way. I think, usually the women are the calm thinkers. I mean, how many times you see things on YouTube where guys are trying to beat the hell out of each other while they're drunk, and the wives are trying to pull them apart and calm them down. So in fact, On my other chart, in my 1,000 tick chart, that looks more like a triple test that may have interested me. I'd have preferred to get a little bit higher here. It's a little bit more readable here. It's a little bit more congested, so the picture's not as clear. But I wouldn't have taken anything here, and then all of a sudden it just turned and down it came. So, after this move down, I'll be surprised if that just comes straight down here now. Unless it isn't. In fact, you probably could even take that up to there. That probably makes a bit more sense. Yeah, it does. So, yeah, I mean, the trouble is we're torn between that move down with a break. I'd probably expect something like that. Something like that after a move down like this. Leg and a leg and then down. In fact, I'm going to leave that there because I wouldn't be surprised if we came up and had another attempt and then failed again. But after a big move down like that, and it is a fair size move. Yeah, it's 70 odd points. So I'd expect more than just that and then straight down. I like that. Al Bucks camel pattern. Someone's got more time on their hands. I was browsing through YouTube earlier and I noticed, let me have a look, see if I can find it. Yeah, I noticed Zelensky and Trump are friends again now, look. See them having a nice sing-song together, look, they look really relaxed. He's definitely got some skills, hasn't he? Yes. Thanks, mate. I appreciate that. It's always nice on a Friday, isn't it? Makes Friday so much better, doesn't it? Nice to know they're getting on, Yal, isn't it? So I'm guessing leg and a leg, especially after this. There looks like two little legs there. So for me, I think that is more likely if this is going to come down and test this. And I'll tell you why I think that as well. There's kind of almost like a channel with a break. There's a bullish bar there which is triggered. That hasn't come down and stopped that out. If that continues higher, I can see a leg and a leg, which will give us a leg and a leg and get us up to here. So two legs. I wouldn't trade it long, but I think it'll go long. Certainly above here. Good payouts this month too. Very nice. Thanks, mate. I appreciate it. I've got some more on the way. Well, they're taking a bit of time, but I've got another 3,300 in the works. Just waiting to be approved. That'll put me up to over 7,000, so that's beaten. And probably another 1,000, 1,500 I could take next week, I think. And then for April, I'm just going to run them all and forget about them until the end of the month. So let's have a little look here. So 1, 2, 3, leg and a leg. You may even consider a triple test here if it's right. The only thing that concerns me is I would prefer leg up, 2 legs back, another leg up. Depends. If we can get above all this and take out any possible stops there, I don't think it matters that it doesn't go any higher. I'd like to see it just pop above there. Not sure it's muted for a bit. Mine's not muted, bud. Mine's not muted. It might be yours. Yeah, if I was going to go short there, I would wait for that to pop just a little bit above there. Mind you, the 1,000 tick chart doesn't look too bad. This may come down. Not a fantastic bar there, but the 1,000 tick chart didn't look too bad. If we can get below that EMA, there we go. So I think this will come down now. I was kind of looking for a lower high there, or to trap along stops there. So still a bit congested along there, so I'm still going to be a little bit careful. Is it going to come down? I'd have thought so. We have got 2 legs and it has come off the top. No signal bar we can really use there. I think Thomas Wade calls them double entry bars or something like that, but nothing that would get me interested just yet. Lower high would be a better option. Technically we've got one there, but just not a fan at the moment. This could still come a bit higher. I don't think it will, but okay. So we could get a leg up, 2 legs back, and another leg up. That's possible. We could end up getting that. We are finding a little bit of support there. Pushed up and bounced there, so So we've got that move up, leg. We could still get another one because we're finding some support here. So whether we will or not, I don't know. But so Dan has got that. I'm not sure at the moment. If it is that, it's not very steep, and often they just fail and drop down again. So maybe we will get this second leg up, and then the thing will drop. So I'm just going to pull out of the way at the moment. At the moment, certainly this bit for me is more sideways, up, down, up. So this, I think this is more sideways, this bit here. I think I'm taking the plunge this afternoon and going for some wider screen monitors, I think. One to start, 34-inch curved. At the moment, I haven't got much space. I've got my desktop unit on top of my desk, but I've got one of those flexi spot sit-stand desks, so I've just ordered like a cage for it so I can attach it under the desk, which will give me a little bit more space. You have a 34 curve. Yeah, I think what it is, see on this chart you can see the main chart. That's on my main screen, which is a 27-inch MSI. And I've got this on one of my HPs, 24-inch HPs. And what I want to do is have it on the side. So I want this, the main chart, and all this on the same screen. Because the trouble is, if I'm looking at this, obviously I've got to look up, which takes me kind of off this eye line. So I like the idea of having them both. So I may get two, one on top of each other, and just use one of my other four monitors, just maybe sideways on or something. But see this screen you're looking at here is, I think it's a relatively cheap one. I paid about 220 quid for it. Couple of years ago to replace the one I threw out the window. It's an MSI one, so it's just a 1080p. So I think I'll show you the one I'm looking at. Maybe you can help me out here, Ben. I think this is the one I'm looking at here. That one there. There's two. There's that one and another one there. I'm not quite sure the two. I think that's USB-C. I don't know, but that's the one I'm looking at. You can't go far wrong, I think, with LG. This here, WQHD. What is that, like 2K? Does anybody know? How is that in relation to 1080p? I'm not so sure. I may upgrade my RAM as well, go from 32 to 64. I've got this at the moment. 216s of this. You have the C30. Yeah, this is... Yeah, so is this... Why has it disappeared? This WQHD, is that like 2K? Does anybody know? I'm assuming it's a little bit more... I mean, we don't need a massive hertz, do we? 100 hertz is ample. I'm not gaming or anything like that. So I think that would be pretty suitable. I think it's mountable as well, I think. Or is it? Yeah, I think it is. I think this comes off so I can put it on my stand. It's 20. What does that mean? Is that better than HD or what? I don't quite know, to be honest with you. I get HD and I get 4K, but that's kind of in the middle. Or is that just because it's... See, the 440 is the height, isn't it? No, normally the height... More pixels. Yeah, I'm going to say the height normally is 1080p, isn't it? Okay, so it's a better picture than a normal standard HD, isn't it? Now, I know you got the 340, but the thing's wide, isn't it? So it's kind of going to have more, but the 440 is a step up from 1080p, isn't it? I like that. So I'm going to order that later. That'll be here tomorrow. And I've got this cage to fit under my flexi spot. I just could do with a bit more space because I'm zooming in and then kind of zooming out to see the bigger picture. So it'd be nice to be able to stretch it out a fraction. Yours is the same, yeah. I'm going to have a go at that later. So Dan had that. I'm not so sure. Maybe it is. But for me at the moment, this area here is just purely sideways. Now after this down, we're kind of expecting a new low, so perhaps we're going to get it now. So I'm going to remove that just at the moment. Yeah, so I was going to get two, well, one initially, but then maybe next month get a second one and have one on top of each other, and then maybe my 27-inch monitor, just kind of have it kind of sideways on the end of them. And I can use that for kind of the Discord and YouTube and OSB. So are we going to get this new low here? I think it likely. You looked at, yeah, I have. They're about £1,000 over here. About £900. The trouble is, I mean, they're about 49 inches. They're quite wide, aren't they? Now, for gaming, to give you that sort of, that sort of closed-in type thing, I don't know whether I would, because there's still quite a bit to move, isn't there? So, I don't know whether you'd massively benefit from that as a trader. I don't know, maybe you would. Maybe you would. But I don't want to spend £900 on one. I mean, if someone gave you one for free, if anyone's out there watching the stream and you want me to advertise one, send me a monitor and I'll use it. But I wouldn't pay £900 for a monitor. I dare say you can probably pick them up second hand, but I think probably 34 is ample. Well, it's 34 usually corner to corner, isn't it? So you can pick them up second hand. Yeah, you probably can. I'm still on the fence as to whether to update or upgrade my PC. I think I might be just throwing money away if I am. I'm not sure whether I need it. I don't know. Sometimes when I get... Now, I remember when I first built the thing, it switched on in about 6 or 7 seconds. Now it takes maybe 20 seconds. Now, obviously, you're going to have more and more, stuff on it, which I suppose can clog it, really. But when I... Has anybody ever done this? Let me just... Where's that user bench? Let me just show you this. Why can I not switch it onto this? No, it's got spaz out. I mean, launch. Hold on 1 second. Server busy. No. How do I get out of it? Escape. Exit. Yeah. No. Has anybody used that user bench? If I bring it onto this chart here, it may open here. If you've never used this, it's quite fun to use. Can be attacked right off too. Yeah. Why is it going onto my other screen? I don't want it on the other screen. Let's just see if it does it anyway. I don't think it's going to. It just tests your whole computer. Why is it not working? No. It's not working at the moment. No, I did it last night and my computer came out at about 90%. All the specs were good. So I don't know whether I actually need to. Oh shoot, have I shut down YouTube? Oh shoot, I've shut down YouTube. I think I'm back. I'm back. Hold Control Alt and Tab. Yeah, I think if there's no one using it or it's not used much, you can use it. But then I think it wants you to go into Pro mode and pay for it. See, it's hard to know really if you're not major computer savvy what's a good system. I mean, I've got a Ryzen 7 3800X, which I believe was a good chip in its time. Probably a few years old now. I got, is it an MSI motherboard? It's a good motherboard. I got 32 gig of DDR4 RAM, Vengeance, so same again. So I've got a good spec, I think. Well, it was a good spec at the time. So it's hard to know whether an upgrade would make a massive difference. It's hard to know. Yeah, this is my system at the moment. So yeah, Ryzen 7 3800X, 16 threads. I'm not sure what core that is. NVIDIA RTX 2060, 32 gigs of RAM. So I think your CPU is much better than mine, and my Ninja Threader Plus boot times are quicker than yours. Weird, yeah. Yeah, it's strange, isn't it? It's hard to know exactly what you could upgrade that to make a difference. Does GPUs make a difference? I have the same graphics card as you. Oh, really? And the same RAM. What I did was just buy good quality parts. Excuse me, when I built it. suppose you could upgrade that. Would it make a huge difference? That maybe. 32 gigs of RAM. 32 is pretty decent anyway, isn't it? See, it's rated 81% there, which is not massive, is it? It's perfectly capable of upgrading, would be a bit overkill. Yeah, I guess you are streaming through the top. Yeah, that might be why, I suppose it does. Yeah, it's the streaming bit, isn't it? But I mean, everything works fine here. I don't have any issues when it's running. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of time to boot. Task manager. Let's have a look. I did it yesterday, and I think it looked okay. Let's have a look. So there we go. So probably read that better than me. The only thing that is showing high here is the camera. That's all really. I mean, that's irrelevant really. Is it an OBS? A little bit. Everything else is well, it's not pulling anything. It's not draining anything, is it? CPU's low. The usage of that's low. Memory's just over a quarter. GPU 40%. I suppose maybe a better GPU if I was streaming multiple monitors. I suppose if you went with a slightly higher resolution monitor, that may put a little bit more work on the GPU. The only one that's close to even 50% is the GPU. And majority of that is really down to OBS and what's it? CPU's okay. Yeah, CPU's already been used really, isn't it? Where's, does it say my Ninja Trader? Where's Ninja Trader? Or have I gone past that? Where's, oh, there's Ninja Trader. Yeah, so it doesn't use a lot really, does it? It's at the top. Yeah, so it's not using a lot. The only thing really that does seem to be using them, as you mentioned, the streaming bit is this. OBS is this for streaming, and the Osbot is the little camera. They're the only ones which are mainly really using that GPU. Everything else isn't really. So it doesn't look like it's worth upgrading anything really, does it? God, I need a whiskey. I hate it when you got dogs do that. Frighten the life out of you. Wouldn't bother upgrading, all honestly, but nah, it's just chucking money away, I suppose, isn't it? I'll spend the money on more whiskey. That's a much better investment, really, I think, isn't it? Try uploading unnecessary, unload unnecessary apps. They usually, yeah. I might do that later. Go into any ones that kind of have startup or something. Buy some more Sumo. Yeah, that's a better idea. Especially when your dogs. Every time the door knocks, the dogs just go crazy. So, is this just? It does look very much like it's ranging, but also to me, it looks like this. It kind of looks like that. So we've got this. There's the brake. So we've kind of got one move up, 2 legs back, and a second move up. So this may be a correction. This thing could potentially come down. That's the type of correction you'd see. Big move down there, a correction, side by side, followed by a move down. Now, if we can get a lower high there, I may have a go at that. I don't think there's a bigger channel there. Maybe it's possible, but I think that's probably more accurate. Channel with a break to pushes to a new high. If we get a lower high here, I'd expect this to come down to the EMA. I wouldn't take that at the moment because one, I'd prefer it to be a bit higher, and two, you never know. We have had a good attempt at breaking the lows, so there is a possibility we could move a little higher, and that one's vulnerable, right, and rightly so. So, you know, there's bound to be traders taking that, thinking 1, 2, 3 triple test, let's go short. And there's always the possibility that Dan's got that. And it's a break and a new high. I'm not a massive, it's not so much that I'm not a fan of that. It's more, to me, this just looks quite more of a range. Do you know what I'm going to do actually is I'm just going to adapt some of this. Let's change this to 56. That one there. And just take some of these off the table. Maybe trade just some of the smaller accounts. So that's 56. So maybe trade 55, 53, 54, 57. 55, 53, 54, 57. Let's just check their working.
Order submitted.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, just going to trade 5 of these smaller accounts and leave the rest of them, I think, just in case we get a lower high here. Dan's changed this. He's got rid of that. He's put it as a range. Yeah, that looks better in my opinion. Yeah. Okay, see if we can get a lower higher and trap that bull bar there. Now we're definitely finding some support here, as you kind of expect. I might take this. There's probably going to be some stops below there. I just hope it doesn't go down much further. That changes it a little.
Order submitted.
Actually, I'm going to take it. I don't think it's that bad, to be fair. There's clearly some resistance there. Now, I'm going to take a calculated risky and put that a little bit further up there because I think that's the safest place. Might not need it, actually. So hopefully this thing might come down. So I'm going to go for a little bit more points here. I like what I'm seeing there. We got kind of a nice channel. I might follow it down when we stop. I'm just thinking there's going to be some stops down here. That's interesting. I like that. Big bull bar triggered pull down. Hopefully if that comes down, we may be okay. So we've got a channel down there with a break. So I expect a new low. I'm only trading on 5 of the small accounts, so this is coming down. I'm pretty sure this is coming down, and I'll tell you why. Channel down, second entry short, trapping some longs. So my gut is this is coming down. That is vulnerable, I think. So I think that's going to come down. I mean, it could go the other way, but my gut feeling is this is coming down. We'll soon see. Yeah, I could be wrong here. Come on, drop. Come on. We're one tick off stopping out the higher low on the 1,000 tick chart. See, for me, this is more like a range, a leg up and a leg up. So my gut instinct is that bar there is vulnerable. Yeah, it is a bigger stop. It's going a bit sideways here. The stop would have been there. I still think that's vulnerable because we're getting rejection off here. So buying there for me just wouldn't seem right. We'll soon find out. Trouble is it's going sideways now. That obviously changes things. Yeah, see, looking at this has got coming down written all over it. That stop's vulnerable, isn't it?
Order filled.
Yeah.
Order filled.
Why is some looking flat and all?
Order filled.
Did that work? Yeah, okay. Okay, did what I expected it to do. It was only on 5 accounts, so I got about 80 something, 0.75. Thing is, you got a channel down here with a break. There's a second entry short there. There's bulls trap there, bulls trap there. This is not a time to buy, in my opinion. This is more of a range. Oh, shit. This is more of a range. Oh, fuck. I'm sorry. There is a bigger upward channel. I'm not convinced there is at the moment. I mean, there could be, but there's definitely that with a break. 2 pushes to a new high. But we're finding support here, a leg and a leg. So for me, I think this is likely to come down. Now, we've had that, so it may go up and retest it. Pats is not about stop loss hunting. Well, part of it is because when you take a trap, that's exactly what you're doing. A failure, that's exactly what you're doing. You're trapping traders the other side. So when you hit their stop, often you gain that momentum. So, you know. I think the overall is sideways. The reason I put my stop there, it was a kind of a tactical thing, because that is the line in the sand there. Sometimes these earlier ones can get picked off, but the main one, which is off the top. So if you took that off a top as a triple test, it's the safest place. Sometimes it will come back and have a go, but the overall picture is a range. We come from the bottom to the top, to the bottom to the top. With an overall down move, we've made 2 attempts to push over, very much like a penguin style trade. We've made 2 attempts to push up and it fails and comes down. At the moment, ATM looks sideways. It is here. Excuse me, when I took the trade, it wasn't. Let's have a look. 2 attempts to push higher, which fails. We tried a bunch of times to get up and couldn't. So now for me, we come down to the next level, which is here. I took it on my 5 smaller accounts. I didn't want to take it on all the others. Afternoon. Stream for a few weeks. I like the new layout. Thanks. Afternoon, Dan. It's Lance, bud. You're thinking of Dan from the Discord. How you doing, buddy? See, I think my stop initially was there. A lot of times I will give it an extra tick. It's all right, but no problem. A lot of times I'll give it an extra tick. It does make a difference. If you watch a lot of Max, he gave it 2 or 3 ticks, and an extra, that would have been normal. An extra tick would have put that there, so it would have been safe. But the safest place for me is there. Now, that would mean giving it an extra, I don't know, what's that, an extra 3 ticks or something. From there to there. Wow, no, surely not, is it really? Wow, yeah, it's an extra 1.75. Is that where I got in? I think it was, wasn't it? What did I get? I can't think now. No, it's all right, bud, no worries. No worries. I didn't expect this sideways. Once it started going sideways, sometimes it'll just do that. Once it starts going sideways, that's when I decide to move. It was a tactical move. That would have been the best place to take a short there if you were gonna, really. I was waiting for the lower high, which we got, but it's, I don't know, it's not the best looking lower high there. If you'd have given it an extra tick, it would have worked, which I do in a lot of cases, but I think Dan took that. If I let me have a look. I don't know, his picture's gone a bit funny. Let's have a look. What time was this? I can just see the top of his chart. No, I can't see it properly. Yeah, I get some people would think there's a bigger channel there, but I don't think there is. Yeah, I'm not a massive fan of it. That definitely, yeah, it looks like a break, 2 pushes up to a new high. See, it's more of a range. Sometimes in a range, even if we have a channel, it won't always have a break and a new high. If it hits the top, it'll just turn sometimes. 2 legs down, 2 legs up. So there is a second entry short there, but it's getting a bit congested now. We've bounced off the midline twice, so I think going short here it's probably not the best move. Yeah, see, Dan's got it as a range as well. So, see, he's got that as a channel, but look at the channel, see? Doesn't automatically have a break and a new high. It's more important, really, at the top of the channel. Channel really takes precedence over the... sorry, range takes precedence over the channel. Precedence over the channel. How long have we been trading? I'm going to finish a bit early today. Hour and 20 minutes. I think that's for me today, actually. I think I'm done. I'm going to finish a bit early today as it's Friday. So it's been a right week for me. I think overall per account, I'm up around about $500 per account, a little more on some. So that's probably the best part. I don't know, $10,000 over all the accounts, 8 to 10, somewhere around 9 to 10, somewhere around about there. So it's not been a bad week. I'm waiting on a couple of more payouts, another 3,300 on payouts. After today, there's another couple of accounts. I could take another 1,000. So I should definitely have a better month, our best month so far this year. So I'll leave you there, folks. So I appreciate your company. Have a great weekend. If you are carrying on trading, best of luck. Failing that, have a great weekend. Stay safe. Don't go, oh, you're going to miss me, are you? I'm up nicely for the week, so I'm going to go and have a nice start to the weekend. You'll be right without me. You'll be right without me. So have a great weekend. Stay safe, and we'll catch up on Monday, and we'll do it all again. So bye for now.